Welcome back. An Evansville Child Advocacy Center is inviting you to an upcoming event. Joining us this morning to talk a little bit more about the fun going on, we have Christine Courts, Executive Director of Holly's House, and Taylor Maris with Evansville Police. Thank you both so much for being here today. We appreciate it. So talk to us a little bit about first, what is Holly's House for folks that might not live in Evansville or might not be familiar with the program?
Sure. Holly's House is a non-residential child and adult victims advocacy center, and we are here to support victims of abuse, be it sexual assault, domestic violence, or child abuse.
Gotcha. And you guys are located in Evansville. I mean, what resources do you offer particularly? Because I know we mention you guys a lot of the time, especially with cases with children. So what do you guys offer for both adults and kids?
So we provide support for the victim and their family when they come in. We have advocates who staff that, and in the middle of an investigation of abuse, there are lots of needs, right? Not just the immediate need to find out who the perpetrator was and track them down, but also to provide support. So families may need to be relocated, families may need resources like food, or they might need some support in terms of mental health and therapy. Sometimes if the kids are switching schools, they're gonna need school uniforms. We work closely with organizations in Evansville to provide that support. If the child is moving custody, they might need new child care. The grandparent who's taking custody might need a bed. And so we make certain that the community, all of the resources in the community come together to serve that family right there at Holly's House. And we do it with our investigative partners like EPD, and the Department of Child Services.
And is it just for children, or can you guys also offer resources to adults that may have been in these situations?
Yes, we absolutely do offer resources to adults. Anybody who has experienced sexual assault or domestic violence. In fact, the detectives for the Evansville Police Department, for those departments, are inside Holly's House. And we can provide support to them as well and really provide whatever they need. A lot of times, it's just someone to listen, right? And be believed. We want everyone to understand that our goal is to listen and support, and then make the reports and provide support throughout their journey.
Absolutely. And Taylor, talk to us a little bit about that partnership, you know, EPD working closely with Holly's House, just kind of what that looks like, that involvement.
We were just talking before we stepped in about the work that our DV and sex crimes unit does. And those are cases that are very difficult to read. Those are cases that are very difficult to investigate. And so being able to have them at Holly's House in an environment where these families can come in a safe place and really talk about what's happened to them, to our investigators and to Holly's House team, it's a great partnership to have together and to have located in one facility.
And it's definitely one of those crimes that it's hard to think about, it's hard to discuss, but to wrap our head around it, how common, unfortunately, are these crimes here in our community?
So 1 in 10 children will be sexually abused before they turn 18. And 1 in 5 children will be solicited online now. So it is incredibly common. And unfortunately, or fortunately, we've seen a lot of increase in the reports. I was telling Taylor before we came on, in the last 3 years, we've had a 270% increase in reporting and that have escalated to investigation. And we think that's so important, right? Not only because we want to make sure that justice is served, but also because healing comes after you can share your truth. And we want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to heal from this, because if you don't pursue healing right away, it is something that could develop into greater mental health issues and PTSD, even within the first 3 months of an event like this.
Absolutely. And I know this month, April, Child Abuse Prevention Month, and you guys are hosting an event. That's why you're here today, talking about movie night at Bosse Field. How many years have you been doing this? Is this the
3 years?
Third year? I thought it was I didn't want to say 3 if I wasn't sure. And you guys are partnering together for this. So talk to us a little bit about what is going on. Is it this weekend, April 20th?
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit about that.
So Saturday at 5:30, we'll be at Bosse Field, and we're hosting a family movie night in which our partners come out, and it's a really fun event where you get to meet people in the community like Taylor, who are your trusted adults, right, as a family, that if for some reason a child couldn't report to a family member, they could report to an EPD officer or to a Vanderburgh County Sheriff's officer. So it's really important that kids get familiar with that and feel comfortable. We can also play games and tell a little bit about what you guys are bringing.
So everybody loves our horses.
Oh.
So our mounted patrol unit plans to be there. Everybody loves our canines. And you know, having those animals there is an easier way for sometimes people to approach police officers too. And so that's why we're really excited to have them there, because some of these families may have never met a police officer before. So kind of having that you know, association in between the animal to get to know our police officers. Additionally, our SWAT team will be there with the Bearcat, and everybody loves the Bearcat.
Yes.
So all the cool things will be there for people to see and to talk to as well, for resources or whatever they may need to talk about.
And I was going to say, in years prior, what has it been like, the reaction towards EPD, the sheriff's deputies? What has it been like getting to know these families firsthand, these kiddos firsthand, right here in our community?
It's just so great. We do so many things within the community that we feel the love and we give the love in return. And so having events like this is very important to us to be a part of, because we want to be a part of the community too. And so being able to be at these types of events is, like I said, very important. And we really, you know, take pride in being there and enjoy being there.
And I love that partnership. So before we wrap up, Christine, if you can give us the information for the movie, it's Encanto, I believe, taking place the 20th. What time does that movie start? What time, and where can people get tickets?
Right. So it's going to be at Bosse Field at 5:30. When you come in at 5:30, you'll be able to go and see all of the EPD officers along with the horses. We've got Bikers Against Child Abuse have their motorcycles there, so it'll be a lot of fun, plus a lot of games. And then you can get your food from the concession stand and get on the field, play some games. And the movie starts at 6:30, and we'll watch Encanto there on the field on the big screen. It's a night like no other. We have such fun. And you'll want to get your tickets online. You can go to hollyshouse.org. Or go to our Facebook and follow from there. So tickets are only $5.
And that's reasonable, very reasonable. Thank you both so much for coming in today. We're hoping for nice weather this weekend as well. So we'll send things over to Griffin Glasscock. She's tracking the latest.